Is Deep Space Nine built wrong? The argument against Star Trek's most iconic space station goes this way. Those haters claim it makes no sense for the station's pylons to curve inward, since that limits the size of the ship that can fit in the space between the docking port on each pylon. A proper station, some argue, should have the pylons curving outward, and in reality, no one would ever design a space station this way. We hate this argument so much, we've created an entire video to tell all you pylon haters why this view is totally wrong. You're wrong. Deep Space Nine is perfect. The station was designed by Kardashians. Kardashians, as a people, are not only warlike but extremely strategic thinkers. They're also family-oriented, which means they spend a lot of time thinking about how to protect their own people. Curving pylons outward would make it much harder for the station to defend all of the ships docked at it. In order to protect ships on outward curving pylons, the station would have to generate a much bigger shield bubble. A larger shield bubble results in more power usage and, as a result, also in a much weaker shield. By designing their station so that the pylons curve inward, the Kardashians came up with a way to allow ships to dock and also keep them safe beneath Tero No's shields. In case you've forgotten, Tero No was the Kardashian name for Deep Space Nine.
Tacky Kardashian fascist eyesore.
It was production designer Herman Zimmerman who originally came up with the design for Deep Space Nine. The station was imagined as Kardashian in origin from the beginning, which is why it looks so different from all the Federation technology we're used to seeing in other Star Trek series. The final look of the station wasn't the first idea pitched, however. Talking to Star Trek magazine in 1999, Zimmerman had this to say about coming up with DS9's look.
We started out charged with getting a Tower of Babel concept of a space station, built over a couple thousand years of disparate cultures. So the technology from one part of the station to another would be of various ages and various cultures, not necessarily interfacing one with the other, and there was this sense of confusion because of that.
The early concept art drawn by DS9 co-creator Rick Sternbach reflects that initial direction. Sternbach said of these designs,
"The initial take on it was that it was a very old, ancient type of station, maybe not symmetrical in shape.
Eventually, they realized the Tower of Babel idea was too messy. Instead, they decided to start over and go for something as alien and non-Federation as possible. That design evolved into a series of hoops. That hoop aesthetic means they never considered having the docking ports flare outward. Why is unstated by the design team. Perhaps they simply realized, early on, that curving them inward made more logical sense. This was the first image of Deep Space Nine ever seen by the public, used in a series of publicity photos promoting the show. This has been giant freaking Trek bot. Robot.